AI hyperscalers. Hey everyone, it's Wolfgang. So what exactly is an AI hyperscaler? That's what this video will explain. It's pretty straightforward. So a hyperscaler is a company that sells access to artificial intelligence, GPUs, graphic processing unit, computer chips. Usually it's a data center company. It's a company that has invested and built data centers. Hyperscalers are made possible by the purchase of lots of mostly NVIDIA GPU chips, graphic processing unit chips. So a hyperscaler will buy as many GPU chips as they can, build a data center, and start leasing out space for training and possibly for inferencing, for using the artificial intelligence. I'm going to explain what training is. I'm going to explain what inferencing is. Those are the two main things that AI, artificial intelligence, is used for. There's two types of artificial intelligence workload. First, the large language model artificial intelligence system has to be trained. It has to be created. It's very much, it's conceptually similar to people going to a school to get an education, training. The collection of GPU chips are trained to respond correctly to user input. Very large scale effort is made for training. It's very expensive. And it requires as many graphic processing unit chips as possible in the current time. So creating a large language model is called training. After it's trained, it can be used. Using a large language model AI system is called inferencing. That's where you can, ask a question, ask the artificial intelligence system a question, and they will give an answer that collects together their training, how they were trained. This is different from a database. A database can only provide sort of a limited sort of answer. If you ask a question in the old days, before artificial intelligence, you'd get a pretty limited answer. Nowadays, depending on the how broad the training was, you can get a very successful answer through inferencing. The large language model is first trained before it's used, and then hyperscalers tend to sell this training service. So if you think about, it's sort of like a college selling semesters, a 4-year degree program. They sell that. Colleges, universities sell that. So hyperscalers do the same thing. They sell training services for people who need to train large language models. Some hyperscaler companies are involved in both parts of artificial intelligence, both the training of the large language model system and selling use of the trained system, inferencing. That's called inferencing. So inferencing is using the large language model. Training is creating it from scratch. Oracle is an example of a company that sells both training services to create a new large language model and inferencing to allow users to ask questions. So for now, the main hyperscalers are Oracle, Microsoft, Google, also known as Alphabet nowadays, and Amazon AWS. So AWS is an acronym for Amazon Web Services. So those are the four main go-to hyperscalers that are known throughout the industry right now. But this is changing pretty rapidly. So here are some sellers of AI usage inferencing. These companies call themselves hyperscalers sometime, but what they really are is they sell access. They're cloud computing providers who sell access to an already trained artificial intelligence system. CoreWeave, Nebius, Lambda, and Crusoe, as an example. There's others. But these companies are mainly focused on selling access to companies that need to provide AI services to their users. So, by the way, one of the key things about a hyperscaler that sets them apart is that they have enough GPU chips that they can enlarge on the fly. They can increase the availability of access to the already trained artificial intelligence system. They can scale to fit. They're hyperscalers. They can scale up as demand increases. So Oracle, in the last couple of days, has had a huge run up in their stock. Why? Well, Oracle is one of these companies that sells training and also sells inferencing using an already trained large language model AI system. So Oracle is hired to train new large language models by none other than OpenAI. So OpenAI is sort of one of the godfather companies of artificial intelligence. Sam Altman is the person running OpenAI. So Oracle has seen a 330% increase in revenue selling access to artificial intelligence. They've had a huge run up in the stock in the last couple of days. You've probably heard about that. So Larry Ellison has an inside track. He knows Jensen Huang, the guy leading NVIDIA, the company selling all the GPU chips. Oracle bought tons of NVIDIA GPU chips. It's not that easy to do. These are not like Doritos, the old commercial, will make more. It's not like that. There's a limited number, for now anyways, of these artificial intelligence chips that are available in the marketplace. Larry Ellison has made the right connections with NVIDIA to be able to buy tons of GPU chips, and that's why their revenue has increased so dramatically. They bought lots of GPU chips. They're selling training services to companies like OpenAI. Their revenue has increased, and the stock price has just gone bonkers. GPU chips are being meted out by NVIDIA. Meted out means they're being selectively sold. I mean, it's pretty cool to be in a position when you're selling something in tech to be able to choose which companies are going to be able to buy what you're selling. It's a pretty cool position to be in. That's not going to last forever. In fact, in technology, that will probably last a much less shorter time than people think, because the thing about technology is people always find ways to make improvements in the underlying technology that sort of disrupts the originators of the technology. That's a common theme in the tech world. So, but for now, GPU chips are being selectively sold by NVIDIA. And like I said, Larry Ellison has done remarkable, probably a lot of politicking behind the scenes to be able to buy enough GPU chips. So why are some, I couldn't fit everything on the board here. So why are some companies selling AI training vendors? Well, the thing is, to be able to train, and this is the first step before an artificial intelligence system can be used, it has to be trained. And to train, you need a lot of hardware to train a large language model system. You need a lot of GPU chips. You can't just have one or two. You've got to have a lot. And to be able to afford to buy those and to put them into you're creating data centers. Basically, you're buying land for a data center, you're building a data center, you're buying all the GPU chips from NVIDIA, from Jensen Huang, you're connecting all the GPU chips, and then you're leasing out training services. You're going to OpenAI and you're saying, look, do you want to train your next large language model AI system? Come to us. We'll sell that to you. So AI training vendors, there's not too many of them right now compared to the demand. There's more demand for AI training and AI usage at the foundation, to be honest, than there are providers of training. So Oracle has gotten an early they're trying to get in with Microsoft, Google, and Amazon in terms of artificial intelligence. They're trying to establish themselves as a player, and they've done a great job. So basically, AI hyperscalers sell access to artificial intelligence GPU chips. They have a data center. This is made possible by being able to purchase lots of GPU chips. They're called hyperscalers because they can scale up access. They can sell access and then scale it up depending on the user demand. It's sort of like a restaurant that suddenly sees a huge inflow of traffic and being able to create new banquet rooms in the restaurant on the fly because they're just getting a lot of people coming to the restaurant because it's very popular. So hyperscalers are called hyperscalers because they sell an expandable base of artificial intelligence access. And then there's the two types of artificial intelligence. There's training and there's inferencing. Training must happen first. Artificial intelligence chips going to school, basically, and then being used. Inferencing is when people use AI chips to get answers to questions. So the big story, though, is Oracle. If you are lucky enough to own Oracle stock, which we have, you've been pretty darned happy with the increase in Oracle stock and in general the entire tech the entire tech scene. It's really carrying a lot of parts of the world in the economy right now, especially data centers are being erected because of the gains in artificial intelligence. If you have any questions about this, please post in the comments. I'd be happy to answer any questions about hyperscalers. If I missed something, let me know. And I really want to thank everyone for watching, and have a great day.